Welcome back to Teen Talks Podcast. Today we'll be talking about should you update a promise ring every anniversary.
Okay, today we have two guests ready to debate. Amaya says yes, people should update promise rings every anniversary. Darius says no, people should keep the original ring. This is going to get interesting, so let's begin. I have to make a new video. Amaya, you can go first. Why do you think people should update a promise ring every anniversary?
A promise ring is a ring people give to show love, commitment, and loyalty to each other. Some people think updating the ring every year makes the relationship meaningful, while other people think the first ring should stay forever because that is the original promise. I think people should update a promise ring every anniversary because it shows the relationship is growing stronger every year. Love is not supposed to stay exactly the same forever. People grow together, learn more about each other, and make new memories. Updating the ring can represent all of that. Also, anniversaries are special. They remind people how long they stayed together. If somebody updates the ring, even in a small way, it can make the anniversary feel extra meaningful and exciting. For example, maybe the first ring was simple because the couple was younger or did not have much money. Later on, they might add something personal like a heart, initials, or favorite color. That makes the ring even more special.
Interesting, Darius. What do you think?
I disagree because the original ring already means something important. That was the first ring promise. If you keep replacing or changing the ring every year, it can make the original promise feel less meaningful. To me, the point of the promise ring is the promise itself, not the jewelry. Love should not depend on getting new things every anniversary. Also, rings can be expensive. Not everybody has money to buy new jewelry every year. If somebody really loves you, they should not feel pressured to spend money constantly just to prove it.
But it does not have to be expensive though. Somebody can make small changes instead of buying a whole new ring.
Maybe, but I still think the first ring matters the most because that is where everything started.
Amaya, how would updating a ring help the relationship?
I think it helps because it keeps the relationship exciting. Sometimes couples get too comfortable and stop doing thoughtful things for each other. Updating a ring can remind both people to keep putting effort into the relationship. Imagine somebody remembers your favorite shape, favorite gem, or favorite color. It adds to the ring later on. That shows they still pay attention to what you like. Also, people change over time. Maybe at first somebody likes silver jewelry, but later they like gold better. Updating the ring can reflect how both people change together over the years.
I still think it's unnecessary. Love should stay strong even without gifts or updates. And honestly, what happens if somebody forgets to update a ring 1 year? Then the other person could get upset and think something is wrong with the relationship. That creates extra pressure.
Forgetting anniversaries is already bad though.
Exactly, and now there is even more pressure added on top of that. Relationships should not feel like homework assignments.
Okay, actually, that was a really good point from both sides. Darius, tell us why keeping the same ring matters to you.
I think the same ring tells a story. Over time, it might get scratched or worn out, but those little marks represent memories. Maybe the couple wore those rings while going on trips, graduating school, or getting through hard times together. That ring becomes part of relationship history. If you replace it every anniversary, it kind of feels like the old memories are being forgotten. The original ring is the one that started everything, so I think it should stay the main one forever.
But nobody said you had to throw the old ring away. You could keep every ring in a special box or even wear more than one sometimes. I actually think updating the ring is kind of like leveling up in the video game. Every anniversary means the relationship got stronger and unlocked another level.
Relationships are not video games, though.
I know, but it's still a fun comparison.
Honestly, I kind of like that comparison too. What about feelings? Do you think updating a ring should change how somebody feels?
Yes, definitely little surprises can make people feel appreciated. If somebody updates your ring, it shows they were thinking about you and wanted to make you happy. It's not even really about the ring itself. It's about the effort behind it. Like, imagine somebody remembers your birthstone and secretly adds it to the ring. That would make me feel really loved because it shows they pay attention to details.
You can make somebody feel love without jewelry, though. You could spend time together, write letters, plan dates, or help them when they're struggling. Love is about actions than gifts. Also, some people might feel embarrassed if they cannot afford to update every year. That would be unfair.
I understand that, but updating a ring does not have to mean expensive diamonds. Somebody could decorate the ring, engrave something meaningful, or even make something homemade.
Okay, homemade sounds a little better, but I still think people care too much about objects sometimes.
What would happen if someone updated promise rings once every year?
I think relationships will become more creative if couples can make traditions together. Maybe 1 year add stars, another year initials, and another year a favorite quote. Years later, they could look back at everything and remember different stages of their relationship. I think that sounds really sweet.
Or people would start comparing rings and trying to show it off online. Then it would become less about love and more about how nice the jewelry looks. Social media already puts pressure in relationships. This would make it worse.
It depends on the people, though. Not everybody cares about showing off.
True, but some people definitely do.
That was actually a very mature answer from both of you. Do you think age matters when it comes to promise rings?
A little bit, yes. Younger couples might want to update rings because it feels fun and exciting. Teen relationships are full of cute memories and milestones. Plus, younger people usually like trends and changing styles.
I think young people also change their minds a lot though. That is another reason not to spend too much money on rings. Sometimes people focus more on the gifts and aesthetics than the actual relationship.
But promise rings are supposed to be sweet and memorable. There is nothing wrong with wanting a romance.
I agree with romance. I just think the relationship matters more than the ring.
What if somebody updated the ring only every few years instead of every anniversary?
I think that is a good compromise. Honestly, maybe every anniversary is too much for some people, but every few years can still feel special.
See, now that sounds more reasonable to me. I still would probably keep the same ring though.
So maybe there is middle ground here.
Yeah, relationships are different for everybody.
Exactly. Some people love traditional like that, and some people do not care about jewelry at all.
Now let's do some fun questions before the final arguments. If you got a promise ring, what would it look like?
Mine would definitely be pink with tiny hearts and sparkles everywhere.
Mine would probably be black and simple because it looks cool.
Would either of you want matching rings?
Yes, because matching rings are adorable.
Maybe, but not too shiny.
If someone updated a ring every year, how would you feel?
I would probably scream and hug them.
I would say thanks, but I would also tell them that they didn't have to do all that.
What is more important, the ring or the relationship?
The relationship, obviously, but the ring can represent it.
Definitely some relationships.
Now it's time for final arguments. Amaya, go first.
I think people should update promise rings every anniversary because it keeps the relationship exciting, meaningful, and personal. Love grows every year, so can the ring grow too. It does not have to cost a lot of money either. Even small changes can make somebody feel appreciated and loved. Updating the ring can become a tradition couples remember forever. I also think anniversaries matter because they celebrate all the memories people made together. Updating the ring is a creative way to show that the relationship is still strong.
Thank you, Amaya. Darius?
I think that people should keep the original promise ring because the first promise is the most important one. Love should be about trust, loyalty, and spending time together, not consistently buying jewelry. The original ring tells the story of where the relationship started. Every scratch and mark represents memories made together. Also, updating rings every anniversary can create pressure and cost too much money. If two people really care about each other, they should not care about how to update the ring every year and improve it.
Wow, that was a really good debate. Amaya believes updating a promise ring every anniversary keeps relationships exciting and meaningful. She thinks it shows love is still growing and helps create memories together. Darius believes the original ring matters most because it represents the first promise. He thinks relationships should focus more on love and trust and buying gifts every year. Both sides made some really strong points today. Now it's your turn to decide. Should people update a promise ring every anniversary, or should they keep the original forever?
Thank you for listening to the Teen Talks podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's debate. Make sure you come back next time for more fun conversations, arguments, and opinions from teens just like us.
See you next time. Peace.